David, I'm thinking of a scenario I'd like for you to comment on, if you would, please. It's in my own family. One of my daughters is living in a small town here in the state of Indiana and would really like to move to Indianapolis. However, the value of her home has not recovered to the original price of which they paid. And I'm curious how quantitative easing might affect my daughter's decision in whether she stays and hopes that things will improve, and for how long, or should she sell at a loss and go ahead and move?
Okay, well, there are a lot of different questions in there. One of them I would say is, she's probably asking herself, if she's aware that quantitative easing is happening, why isn't my home actually increasing in value? Because there's more demand for my home and there's more money to give to investors. And I think one of the reasons was just addressed by the other two gentlemen in the room, that there's too much uncertainty out there. The businesses have uncertainty, but also the lenders that are giving out the money have uncertainty. I mean, it seems like nowadays it's just as hard to get a loan as it is to get into a top-tier university. You've got to have a 4.0 and an extremely high SAT or ACT score. You got to have an 800 credit score, and just to be able to buy a home, and you're still going to actually have to put down 20%, which in my opinion is actually a good thing. I think it's good that people are actually having to think about this, and it's not as easy as it was. I mean, a few years ago, I remember being in grad school, being offered a loan, and there's no reason in the world why I should have been offered this loan, but things were just a lot more. It was a lot easier to get money, moving back and forth, and the home prices were high, and we found out later that they were inflated. There was a bubble. So I would tell her maybe relax a little bit. It's kind of a good thing. The economy might recover, and it might recover in a better way than it was before. We might be actually in a better position. There are people here in the state of Indiana who will tell her also, on a more controversial note, just leave the home. Because look at, I would never say that, but there are people that I've talked to that say, the banks are waiting a year to maybe 3 years to even worry about foreclosures, and so that's why you see people just walking out of their homes, or else maybe just sitting in their home, camping in their home, and not paying their mortgages. I mean, these are serious questions on families' minds right now. Should I just stay here and not pay my mortgage? Because nobody's going to kick me out. The sheriff's not going to come for 2 or 3 years because of the backlog of foreclosures. We certainly don't want to give out bad information, but those are the types of things that consumers are hearing, and so we need to address them. And that's more of a legal procedure type of issue. I certainly wouldn't give that advice to your daughter, but maybe relax.